In this video, I'm going to give you an overview as to how to create and view leave policies within Salaris Payroll. On the left-hand side, under Settings, navigate to Leave. Now here you're going to see all the leave policies that have already been created for your company. Now for new companies, obviously this will be empty. In my example, I already have 3 created. California paid time off, California sick leave policy, and a New York sick leave policy. There's no limit to how many leave policies you can create, so let's create a new one. First, let's give it a name. This one is going to be the Chicago paid time off policy. And now you need to associate it to a time off type. Now, time off types are enabled within social schedules from the mega menu. So whatever time off types you have enabled there will be available to select here. So you'll see I have 2 options, paid sick leave and paid time off. Now this is a paid time off policy, so that's what I'm going to select. Now, one of the reasons this is important is because when an employee goes and creates a time off request, they're going to see this drop down on the create time off screen. So when they say they want to take paid time off, we know that this will map to this policy and this balance. Okay, in terms of how employees accrue leave, there are 2 ways in which this can be calculated. There is hourly and fixed. Fixed leave policies are when an employee will receive a set amount per year. So, for example, they might receive 40 hours of paid time off per year, and you can choose whether they get that front loaded. For example, they get it on January 1st, or it will get evenly distributed across the year per pay period. With hourly, this is based on how many hours the employee actually works. So in this example, I'm going to say that an employee will earn 1 hour of leave for every 30 hours they work. I also have additional attributes that I can set. So here, is there a waiting period for new employees to start earning leave? I'm going to say yes. They have to have worked for the company for 30 days before they will actually start accruing leave. And is there an actual limit to how many hours they can accrue per year? Again, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say that they can earn a maximum of 50 per year. On the next screen, I now need to select the balance and carryover rules. So the first one is around the leave year, and you can choose between a calendar year starting January 1st or an employee start date anniversary. Now, how this is used, for example, in our previous screen, we asked when balances, what the maximum amount of hours employees can earn in a year is. So with our 50 hours, we can say that once January 1st comes around, then that balance that they've earned per year kind of resets back to 0, and they can count back up again to 50 hours. It also contributes towards the carryover limit field. So you can select whether employees can actually carry over any hours between years. So for example, if an employee had 40 hours of leave remaining on December 31st, can they actually bring all 40 hours forward into the new year? Can they actually bring forward none or only a certain number of hours? So I'm going to say they can bring forward a maximum of 15 hours of unused leave. On this screen, I see all of the active employees for the company. And this is where I can select which employees to assign to this policy. Scroll to see all of your employees. And I'm going to select Adam, Denise, and John. Now, an important thing to note is that although you can have multiple leave policies, a single employee can only be assigned to 1 leave policies of a time off type at a time. So Adam Miller could only be assigned to 1 leave policy of type paid sick leave and 1 policy of type paid time off at a time. They can't be assigned to 2 policies that are paid sick leave policies at the same time. And this screen will actually show you those employees that are already in another policy if another policy of that type exists. On the final screen, it's just a review screen. Just review all of the information, make sure it's accurate, and then click the Save button. If anything is inaccurate, simply click the Edit button and it will return you to that screen where you can make the appropriate changes. At all times in the top right-hand corner, you'll see Get Help with Leave Policies. Click this to open up a help article, which provides more information about all of these screens and creating a leave policy. When you're happy, simply click the Save button. You'll see a toast saying it has been successfully created, and my new policy is now available to view here. Now, policies will become effective as at your next pay run. To view information about that policy, simply click on it. This is the review screen effectively. And if you would like to change the employees that are assigned to it, you can click on the edit button and add or change as appropriate. Now that I have my policies created, this means that employees can create time off requests in social schedules. They can put in how many hours they would like to be paid for under a paid leave policy. And this information will flow through into payroll. So during the running of payroll, we will look at all approved time off requests for that period. We will update the balances accordingly, as well as pay the employees appropriately within the payroll. And we also calculate like the new balances for the employees based on the hours that they worked or the fixed leave scheme. Now, to view the leave balances of employees at any time, simply click on Employees and Leave Balances. Here you will see a list of all active employees for the company and any time off types that are enabled or have leave balances against them. So for example, here we can see Adam Miller does not have balance for either paid sick leave or paid time off at the moment, whereas John Harris has 10 hours of paid sick leave. You can actually make manual adjustments on this screen. So simply click, you can see John has 10 hours. I need to adjust this to 7.5 hours because he took 2.5 hours off for a dentist appointment last week perhaps rather, and he didn't put a time off request through. Let's say dentist adjustment. Now we do keep a full audit trail of all changes that are made, including who, when, why, and what. Just confirm the change from 10 hours to 7.5 hours. And again, you'll see the new balance is now 7.5 hours. Finally, you can also download the balances into a CSV file. And if we open that up, you'll see there's the employee ID from Salaris, their name, paid sick leave, and paid leave hours. And that is how you can create and view leave policies within Salaris and view employee leave balances. Just remember, employees can also view their leave balances at any time through the Social Schedules mobile app. Just navigate through to the More menu, tap on Payroll, and tap on Leave Balances. Leave balances are also displayed on both the mobile app and the desktop version of Social Schedules when you are creating a time off request, and as a manager or admin when you are approving a time off request.